Constipation is not a life sentence. It's a problem with real solutions. Have you ever gone entire days without being able to have a bowel movement? That terrible feeling of constant bloating, body weight, discomfort that won't go away? And the worst part, the shame of turning down trips because your body simply doesn't work away from home, or the desperation of arriving at a meeting and having to rush out because of gas and unbearable abdominal pain. Maybe you've already tried fiber, laxatives, miracle teas. Nothing really worked. Know that more than 30% of Americans face this silent battle. Many believe it's a personal defect, something wrong inside them, but it's nobody's fault. In this content, you'll discover 8 scientifically proven strategies to unblock your intestine definitively. Some of these solutions will completely surprise you. You'll learn methods that work in 24 to 48 hours. And you'll also understand what to do when nothing seems to work. But before revealing these 8 powerful strategies, you need to understand why your intestines stopped working. Understanding the root of the problem. Intestinal constipation is a concrete condition with identifiable causes and practical solutions. Our ancestors had daily bowel movements without any effort. The reason was simple. They consumed fruits, roots, and vegetables rich in natural fiber. They walked miles every day. They drank water whenever they found springs. And they squatted to defecate in the anatomically correct position. Today we eat refined bread, processed pasta, and heavy fried foods. We spend hours sitting, without movement. We drink little water during the day. And we use toilets that force our body into an unfavorable position. The modern world actively conspires against the natural functioning of the intestine. In medical practice, constipation means having bowel movements less than 3 times per week. It means using excessive force in the bathroom. It means hard stools, small like pellets, and that horrible feeling of incomplete evacuation that persists after each attempt. Constipation brings consequences that go beyond intestinal discomfort. General malaise, constant fatigue, frequent headaches. The skin becomes dull, lifeless. In some people, intense and painful local inflammation appears. But there's extraordinary news waiting for you. This condition can be completely reversed. You can achieve an intestine that functions like a precision mechanism. Some of these changes produce results in just 1 or 2 days. And the first solution may seem absurd at first glance, but it's proven science. Solution 8. The forgotten posture that changes everything. Let's start with something that seems like a joke, but has solid scientific validation. It can solve your problem today. The posture on the toilet usually hinders more than it helps. There's a muscle called the puborectalis inside your body. When you sit at 90 degrees on the toilet, this muscle compresses the passage, like a kinked hose that blocks water flow. That's why you need to use so much force without satisfactory results. Often the problem isn't in your intestine. The problem is in the position you use. The squatting posture perfectly aligns the anorectal angle. It tremendously facilitates the natural evacuation process. The solution is incredibly simple and accessible. Place a 6 to 8 inch stool under your feet. It can be any stool you have at home. Your knees rise, the body angle completely changes. Done. Evacuation without excessive effort. Scientific studies demonstrate that this simple change reduces the necessary time. It also reduces physical effort during evacuation. Test this technique today. But there's an ancient beverage that almost nobody knows about, and that can revolutionize your intestine. Solution 7. The tea forgotten by modern medicine. Now we'll reveal a secret that few professionals mention. Everyone recommends senna or cascara sagrada as solutions. But these are irritative laxatives that sensitize the intestine over time. Fennel, also called sweet fennel, works in a completely different way. It naturally relaxes the intestinal muscles. Fennel contains anethol, a substance with specific therapeutic properties. This substance relaxes the digestive tract musculature gently. It reduces painful abdominal cramps. It decreases accumulated gas. It has proven carminative action. It gently stimulates intestinal movement without attacking the body, and it still offers beneficial anti-inflammatory action. Preparing the tea is extremely simple. Use 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds. Add 8 ounces of boiling water. Cover for a few minutes. Drink warm, without adding sugar. You can consume 2 to 3 cups daily. In healthy adults, it's generally very well tolerated. Children, pregnant women, or people who use medications should consult a doctor. Besides helping the intestine, gas usually decreases dramatically. And there's a morning technique that can program your body to function at the same time every day. Solution 6. The morning bomb that awakens the intestine. Ancestral technique that benefits thousands of people around the world. Upon waking, before eating absolutely anything, drink 17 to 24 ounces of water. That means 2 to 3 full glasses. But there's a crucial secret here. Prefer warm or room temperature water. This considerable volume arriving at the empty stomach activates the gastrocolic reflex. It awakens the entire digestive system naturally. Many people report that in 20 to 30 minutes they already feel the urge to evacuate. They manage to establish a regular and predictable schedule. The body begins to respond like an adjusted biological clock. But what if there was a specific fruit that surpasses even papaya in effectiveness? Solution 5. The champion fruit that nobody expects. You're probably tired of hearing about papaya. Papaya works without a doubt. But scientific studies show there's a fruit with even better results. The kiwi. Consuming 2 kiwis daily can be more effective than papaya or prunes for constipation. Science proves this in controlled research. But why is kiwi so powerful? Kiwi contains actinidin, a specific digestive enzyme. This enzyme facilitates the breakdown of proteins in the digestive system, and it accelerates intestinal transit naturally and gently. Additionally, kiwi has soluble and insoluble fiber in the ideal proportion. High natural water content. Vitamin C in abundance. Everything working together to optimize your intestine. In studies with constipated people, 2 kiwis per day significantly increased weekly bowel movement frequency. How to consume correctly? 2 kiwis per day, preferably at breakfast or as a snack. If you find the taste too acidic, blend it with banana. In 3 to 4 days, you already notice a remarkable difference in intestinal function. But there's a classic food that most people use completely wrong. Solution 4. The correct method of using prunes. Prunes are known to everyone, but most consume them incorrectly. Prunes have 2 extremely powerful components for the intestine. Fiber, 1 gram per unit, and sorbitol, a sugar poorly absorbed by the organism. Sorbitol pulls water into the intestine through osmosis. More hydrated stools become naturally softer, easier to eliminate without excessive effort. But there's a right way to enhance this effect. At night, before sleeping, place 5 prunes in a glass with water. Leave soaking throughout the night. In the morning, on a complete empty stomach, eat the hydrated prunes. Then, heat the water from the glass until warm. And drink that water completely. Why do this? Water deeply rehydrates the prune and extracts the sorbitol, tremendously enhancing the laxative effect. It's a rescue solution for those who go 3 to 4 days without being able to evacuate. Important attention. Don't overdo the quantity. Excess can cause diarrhea and intense cramps. Start with 4 prunes and adjust according to your body's response. But your intestine harbors an invisible army that may be working against you right now. Solution 3. The invisible army that controls your intestine. Your intestine hosts trillions of bacteria working 24 hours daily. When beneficial bacteria lose ground, consequences appear quickly. Slow and lazy intestine, gas with strong and embarrassing odor, abdominal bloating that doesn't relieve, local inflammation that aggravates everything. What destroys these good bacteria? Antibiotics used without criteria, chronic stress, excessive alcohol consumption, refined sugar in excess, and lack of fiber in daily diet. Probiotics are the beneficial bacteria that need to dominate your intestine. Prebiotics are the food these bacteria need to thrive. Where to find natural probiotics? Natural yogurt without added sugar, kefir, kombucha, sauerkraut, which is naturally fermented cabbage. Where to find prebiotics? Raw or cooked garlic and onion, banana, especially green, whole oats, chicory, fresh asparagus. Practical and simple strategy to implement today. In the morning, consume natural yogurt with banana, oats, and seeds. It can be chia or ground flaxseed. At lunch, include a generous salad with garlic and onion. In all meals, varied and colorful vegetables. A balanced microbiota means an intestine that functions like a Swiss watch. But there's an absolute queen among all solutions, and you're probably using it wrong. Solution 2. The absolute queen of fibers. Everyone talks about fiber incessantly, but the secret is in how to consume and which types to choose. There are 2 distinct types of fiber with different functions. Soluble fibers form gel in the intestine. They naturally soften stools. They include oats, flaxseed, and chia, apple with skin, beans of all types, cooked sweet potato. Insoluble fibers create volume and sweep the intestine. They include leafy greens like kale, lettuce, and arugula, whole wheat bran, varied seeds, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli. You need to consume both types daily. One type softens, the other pushes, working in perfect synergy. The recommended daily goal is 25 to 30 grams of fiber. See how to achieve this easily. At breakfast, oats with chia, banana, and kiwi. This provides 10 grams of fiber. At lunch, large salad, beans, and sweet potato. Another 10 grams. For a snack, apple with skin, 4 grams. At dinner, varied vegetables and grains, 6 grams. But maximum attention now. The fatal error that destroys everything, fiber without water, becomes cement in the intestine. If you increase fiber without proportionally increasing water, constipation dramatically worsens. And now we reach solution number 1, the most powerful of all. Solution 1. The unbeatable duo that solves everything. The most important and transformative combination of all. Water plus physical movement. Water is the essential fuel your intestine needs. If you don't drink enough water, absolutely nothing will work. Your fecal mass contains 75% water. If you drink little water, the body prioritizes vital organs. It removes water from your stools to maintain the heart and brain. Inevitable result: dry, hard stools, impossible to eliminate. How much do you need to drink daily? Half to half an ounce per pound of body weight. If you weigh 150 pounds, you need 75 to 85 ounces per day. If you weigh 180 pounds, 90 to 100 ounces daily. How to reach this goal effortlessly? 2 to 3 glasses of warm water upon waking. Before each meal, a full glass of water. Between meals, bottle always nearby. At night, 1 glass without overdoing it to not harm sleep. Signs that prove it's working: clearer and more transparent urine, less thirst throughout the day, improved skin appearance, softer and easier to eliminate stools. And movement is the motor that drives the intestine. Your intestine is formed by muscles. If you don't move, it also becomes lazy and slow. Sedentary lifestyle drastically increases the risk of chronic constipation. What to do to reverse this? 30 minutes of daily walking. Rhythmic movement that stimulates intestinal peristalsis. 10 to 15 squats in the morning. Simple stretches, especially torso twists. You don't need to become a professional athlete, but you need to move every day without exception. Together, water softens and movement pushes. Water helps blood circulation. Movement stimulates intestinal contractions. It's the most powerful and completely free combination. Many people solve most of the problem just with adequate water and daily walking. But what if you do all this religiously and still nothing works? When to seek specialized medical help. You're not alone, and definitely not making up symptoms. Some medical conditions maintain constipation, even with excellent habits. Hypothyroidism makes everything slower, including the intestine. You need to measure TSH and free T4. Irritable bowel syndrome, constipation subtype, requires specific treatment. Medications like antidepressants, aluminum antacids, blood pressure medications, diuretics, iron supplements, opioids, all can cause severe constipation. Structural problems like rectocele, rectal prolapse, or fissures also interfere. Colonic inertia means a colon with weaker contractions than normal. Warning signs to seek urgent medical evaluation. Blood in stools in any amount. Unexplained and progressive weight loss. Anemia detected in tests. Recent onset of constipation after 50 years of age. Your intestine always worked well and suddenly became very slow. Persistent fever or intense abdominal pain. Family history of colorectal cancer. Chronic and dependent use of laxatives. Now you already know exactly what to do. Remember that loop we opened at the beginning, when we talked about how the modern world conspires against your intestine? Now you've discovered you don't need to be a hostage to this conspiracy. You have 8 powerful tools in your hands. To start today, focus on the 3 basics of week 1. Place the stool in the bathroom immediately. Drink 2 to 3 glasses of water upon waking. Walk 30 minutes a day, every day. In week 2, add strategic nutrition. Fennel tea after meals. 2 kiwis daily. Prunes soaking at night, consumed in the morning. In week 3, complete the system. Natural yogurt plus prebiotics at breakfast. Gradually increase fiber, soluble and insoluble. Always accompanied by enough water. Your intestine wants to function naturally. Give it the right conditions and change will inevitably come. Imagine waking up, having coffee, and in 30 minutes going to the bathroom naturally. Without effort, without pain, every day, like a perfect biological clock. Imagine traveling without any fear, going to social events without worry, wearing that tight outfit without feeling bloated or uncomfortable. This is completely possible. This is within your reach now. Don't give up on your body. It can radically change. You deserve this quality of life. Start now, even if it's just drinking a glass of water while you finish reading. Small daily actions lead to permanent great transformations. Share this content with someone who's suffering in silence. Subscribe to the channel to receive more life-transforming information.